Hey guys, producer Matt, and you know that whenever an episode starts off with me, that's always a good sign. So this week's episode and next week's episode are going to be a little rough sound-wise, and it's 100% user error. We have a new soundboard, which I was so excited to try out that I forgot to plug the soundboard into the recording device. So instead of it actually recording the well-mixed audio, it just recorded the raw version of the audio from the room, but the recording device was sitting right next to me, so you hear me very clearly, which is great because I had a cold and was coughing a bunch, and Brooke and Andrew were a little bit more in the distance, so I had to use a program to raise everything to sound on the same level, and it does, but that means that it also raised a lot of stuff like background noise. So it's going to be a little bit of a noisy, staticky episode, and I apologize, and next week's will be too, and for that I apologize, but I will say that everything sounded fucking awesome in the new board, so, just get through this week and next week's episodes, and then you can hear how beautifully pristine it sounds on the brand new mix board that I purchased for us. So, sorry that I'm an idiot. If you know anything about podcast production, I'm sure Brooke and Andrew would be happy to have your applications, because I'm sure another fuck up like this and I will be on the street. But until then, enjoy.
Hey! Maybe I'm just nostalgic, or maybe it's truly magical. Whoa, when I see that castle, the feeling is truly magical. Maybe I'm just nostalgic. Maybe it's truly magic. Maybe I'm just nostalgic. Maybe it's truly magic.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Brooke.
And you know what? This is the DisNeato podcast.
We're back, bitches!
Hi.
We actually never left.
No.
Just kidding. We did. We haven't recorded in over a month.
Yeah, it's
So
been quite a month.
we haven't recorded since 2018.
No, it's now 2019.
It's 2019, the year of no bullshit.
But fuckery is quite amok.
Oh,
Amok.
it is. People still be fucking around in 2019, and I am not having it.
Someone who's good at astrology, tell me what's going on, because I can't figure
What's
it out.
in retrograde? What's rising?
I looked.
Help me out.
Everything.
Is everything in retrograde?
Things are rising. There's cosmic booms happening in the universe right now that's causing energy to shift.
Yeah, I gotta know what the fuck the energy is gonna be like for 2019. Because 2018 was a bust. I'm hoping the cosmic energy of 2019, while I'm seeing a lot of fuckery so far, I hope it's the year of badassness.
Yes, I want my badass to really just emerge.
Yeah, I'm fucking ready.
No bullshit.
No bullshit
filter.
2019.
Filter-free 19.
It is call them out 2019. That's what I say. No, take no shit.
It's a year of accountability.
It's gonna be difficult for most of you folk, but it's time to man up. Or woman up. Or
up.
however you identify.
Up.
Just up.
Just up.
Just up.
Think of up and do it. Find yourself some colorful balloons, a nice little Boy Scout
get
pal,
up.
and a talking dog, and cheer the fuck up, and we'll get through this year.
Yep. Alright, so what have we been doing in the month or so that we've been away? Plenty of stuff. There was the holidays, there was work, there was traveling for business, there was traveling for pleasure. Did anyone travel for pleasure? I didn't really, but maybe someone did.
No, not really.
Okay, cool. Well,
The only
not that.
travel that's happened in the last month was going to visit some family, which is not for pleasure. And Chicago, but you were there.
I was there. Andrew and I were both sent to Chicago at the same time for work. Unfortunately, through most of the week, we didn't get to hang out. We did one night, though. We stayed up a little late having drinks at the hotel.
We did.
That was nice.
Thanks, La Meridian.
Holla in Chicago. What? And then we flew back on the same flight. I don't know if any of you saw it, but we decided to get on Instagram and create a bunch of stories for you guys while we were at the Chicago O'Hare Airport. we had a good time.
We had a great time.
A really good time. We had dinner there. Andrew, can you tell them what we had for dinner at the airport?
Yes. So, in my frequent travels to the land of Chicago, there is a great little spot in the airport called Bubbles. And Bubbles is, as you may guess, a wine bar. And as you also should know, Brooke and I love wine.
Hey!
So I found this place before. They have a cool, nice little wine bar, some nice seating, and then they have a 8-grand piano that plays tunes. So it's a nice little chill spot. So Brooke and I went there for dinner. And you're probably dying to know what kind of food they have at this cool little wine bar called Bubbles, and there is none. It's just wine. We had wine for dinner.
We had wine for dinner. We had, I think, 30 ounces of wine each.
Each in 2.5 hours.
Well, we got to the airport hella early.
We did.
Our flight wasn't until like 10:30 at night.
Very like 7:30.
And we got there, and we got there
7?
before.
6:30?
It was like 6:30 when we got to the
It was
airport.
way too soon.
And I mean, we just drank until I literally had to throw our drinks out before we boarded the plane. That's how we just drank right until we stepped onto the plane.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, the Chicago Airport is open container, so you are allowed to carry alcoholic beverages throughout the terminals. However, depending on who's working, you may or may not be able to take said open container beverage onto the actual plane. So in our case, they were not okay with us taking our cups with lids and straws of wine on the plane, so we had to stow them in a trash can.
So let's reverse. How did we get so drunk
Well,
and have so much fun? Well, we decided to play a drinking game.
we did.
Because, I mean, Chicago O'Hare is one of the busiest airports in the country. So we were like, let's play a drinking game. What are we going to do? And the game was, with all these people walking around, if we saw someone we thought was attractive, we would call it out. To each other, not to the person. Although we got drunk enough to do that.
That came.
We would tell the other person, like, ooh, guy in the red. And the other person would have to either agree or disagree that that person was cute. If we agreed that that person was cute, we would both drink. If we disagreed, then just the other person had to drink who originally thought that person was cute.
Yes.
And so we played that for a while. It was fun.
Yeah.
We have pretty much the same taste, but there were some we disagreed on.
Yeah.
And then it just got to a point where we were like, active military, and then we would drink. And then we'd see dogs and be like, oh, drink for the dogs. All dogs are cute.
Yes.
Like, yeah, and it just became a...
Buffalo Plaid.
we drank to Buffalo Plaid.
Which there was surprisingly
There was a lot.
good amount of Buffalo Plaid at that time.
There's a lot of active military, too. And a lot of dogs.
Yeah. And
It
it
got
got
out of control fast.
well, it got tough because depending on the plane that was arriving, like there was clearly like a plane from like London or something, which was full of hot guys, so it was just pretty much chugging in glass.
Yes.
And then there was like 6 dogs within 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It was really tough.
I don't... And then, like, we had to get on our flight, but we were hungry, so we were like, let's... Oh my god, I am just remembering this. Do you remember walking around looking for food, and we saw that boy sitting by himself, and I sat down and started talking to him?
Oh, I just remembered when I was 19.
Yes, and I was like...
He was in college. We
Yes.
asked what school he went to.
And we tried to tell ourselves, it's like... Oh god, this is horrible.
Oh, I forgot.
We were like talking to him, and I was like, "Oh my god, you don't know who we are, do you?" Oh, it's all coming back to me now. And he was like, no, and I was like, "Oh, we're on like a really successful podcast. It makes sense that you don't recognize our faces because
We
people
flew
just
up
know
to
our
our
voices."
show.
Yeah, we were lying to him like crazy, just like wasted. I remember like I was starting to get the spins a little bit, and I was like, "Oh god."
Did we give him a card? A business card?
I didn't have any with me.
I can't remember if I gave him one or not.
And then, like, we just left him there and went to McDonald's. And
Don't hate.
Andrew ordered, and I, like, I don't even fucking remember exactly what was going on. It was such a doozy. But there were these German girls standing behind us in the line for the McDonald's, and I started, like, asking them what they were doing here. And I don't even remember what they said, but I was just like, don't judge all Americans based on me. And I remember telling them that, and they're like, what do you mean? I was like, just because I'm drunk in an airport doesn't mean we're all like this. And they were just like, okay, but like in their German accents, however that sounds.
Weird.
Kind
of angry.
And then we got our nuggets and we left, and we were trying to get on the plane. And I don't even really remember how we got on the plane. I just remember they told us we couldn't bring our wine with us. And we were like, what do we do? And they didn't even look at my boarding pass. They were just like, just get on the fucking plane.
Well, no, they made us throw the wine out. But here's the kicker.
Yeah, that was tragic.
So my last flight, I successfully had a full cup out with my boarding pass, got on the plane, same exact flight, same day, like different time, but like same Friday flight, same time. And I got on there fine. I drank that shit the whole way home and was plastered by the time I got back to Philadelphia.
Dude, I think it's because we were already so fucked up.
They flagged us, you think?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
I think we were flagged. Oh my god, I remember this now too. What the fuck? It's like all coming back to me over a month later. I remember some guy took my luggage from me to like help me. So I must have been, I was obviously visibly not well.
I'm pretty sure Andrew may have fed you your nuggets on the
did.
Instagram story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I fed him a nugget.
Oh, that's what I was-
Bit my nugget.
Because I chomped it.
Yeah, I watched it the next day, and I was like, that's why my finger got me. It was so much fun, though. Like, I don't regret I kind of regret drinking that much because the next day I was very ill.
Definitely true.
But,
At
like-
the airport, Philly.
Yeah, we landed in Philly, and I was like, I have to find a bathroom right now. And he was like, okay. And, like, we found the only bathroom in the whole place that had, like, nobody in it.
Yep.
It was vacant. And I just, like, vomited so much red wine. It looked like a murder scene. It looked like it was blood. Just, like, everywhere. And I was like, oh, my God, is it blood? Because I was still drunk. I was like, am I dying? I feel like I'm dying. And then we got in your friend's car, and I went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember that I was having a particularly bad Friday night, and that was like sustaining my enjoyment for the night, was just like watching that. Because the side note is like, I don't get to do as much travel as Andrew and Brooke tend to do, and they're pretty much the only people that I have to talk to during
let's
work.
be honest. You don't offer work as much as I do, but you travel.
Yeah, you travel all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I got a show to go to here.
Oh my god, I've got to go to Disney 3 times this year.
I got this conference out in
Tragic.
California.
Oh, I'm going to a Comic-Con San Diego. Like, I feel bad for me.
Oh,
I
they
never
need me on a
travel.
panel in Ohio and Cincinnati next week. I must just go.
But what I'm saying
I'm going
is,
to Austin, Texas for this film festival. Like, prestige press for it. I get to do interviews with all the stars.
Okay, so the one day that he wasn't traveling.
well, no, what I'm saying though
The
is,
one time, no, what it is because we were together.
yeah, you guys were gone,
insane.
and I was alone at work. Like, why aren't they here? I'm so bored.
Meanwhile, we're just wasted at an airport.
But no, it was good. And I mean, you on the plane, you did usually, like you said, you get super anxious.
Mm-hmm.
But Drunk Brooke on the plane was so adorable. She had her little headphones on, her Beats,
My Beats by Dre.
her big ol' ass iPad with Frozen, just like bouncing in her seat watching Frozen eating chicken nuggets, and then passed out on me.
Yeah, then I fell asleep on Andrew. I'm truly a 4-year-old. Like, I can't make this shit up. I'm drunk watching Frozen on the plane, eating chicken nuggets, just happy as can be. Toddlers pretty much are drunk people.
Yes.
So I never truly outgrew my 3-year-old stage.
One of the things that really cracked me up is like you fell asleep, but like because of the plane's moving, like you started to like lean forward, like your head was gonna fall forward. But I didn't just want to wake you up, so I just kind of put my index and middle finger on your forehead and kind of just kept you
Yep.
pressed upward.
Only
With
that.
2 fingers just holding your head up for 20 minutes. But then you came to.
Yep. And then I'm like, do you remember talking to the girl sitting next to me? She was young, and we were telling her that we were on a podcast again, and
She
like,
loved
do you like
Disney.
Yeah.
She was all about it.
She was.
She had a brother, and they were best friends.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's weird. Who's best friends with that
She
brother?
lived in the Villanova area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
What's up,
remember her.
girl?
Yeah, hey, girl.
Listening?
We hope you
Hey.
are. She's not listening at all. Cut that.
My move with that is like, they're like, oh, I'd love to hear the show. And I'm like, well, give me your phone. And I just like take their phone and subscribe them right then and there, and then just hand their phone back to them.
I don't think anyone was willing to hand us their phones.
That's probably accurate.
We were,
But we made it.
yeah, we survived. We're here. Everything is gravy. But that was a really good time. And then after that, the holidays came up, and I hope everyone had a good holiday.
Yes.
Did you get any Disney-related gifts? I did.
Wait. I mean, Matt got us those great
Yes,
Disney glasses.
he did.
But I didn't get any like other Disney.
I did. I got an Ursula shirt.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I got what I had really been lusting for before I went to Disney, but it had sold out. It is a jean jacket with the Disney princesses on the back, and it says royalty.
Badass.
I really wanted it because this one actually had Pocahontas on it, and I was like, fuck yeah!
Did you scratch out Belle's eyes?
No, I'm thinking of just burning her off of the patch on the back.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I agree. I'll replace her with Quasimodo.
Just find a Quasimodo patch to patch on top of it.
Put Gaston in there. Gaston flexing over top of her instead.
And the pins I got at Disney, I got them for the purpose of getting that jacket, and I'm like gonna pin them all on there.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Love it. Love the idea so much.
I know, thank you. I sure. But that's what I got Disney related. I don't think I got anything else that was Disney. I think that was all.
No, I just got like adult stuff, like socks and gloves and
Listen,
cologne and
socks are great gifts.
hair products that I wanted that I didn't want to spend
Oh,
myself.
I didn't get any makeup.
My mom was like, why don't you
Well,
get
not
this
true.
stuff?
I got 2 Kylie lipsticks.
That line seems to be taken off pretty well.
So I will say, like, her matte liquid lipsticks, very drying. They are pretty, but they're very drying. I got 2 of her velvets for Christmas. Very nice. I like them much more than the mattes. I haven't tried her eyeshadows yet. I do want to try them though. She's got pretty colors, but I have to watch some reviews about like how they apply and stuff.
Yeah, because they do it in layers and stages. And
Yeah, it's
there's
got to be blendable.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have like a nice buttery finish to it. You
Yeah.
know, like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Ugh, so good. It's seriously one of the best eyeshadow palettes I've ever worked with. It's amazing.
I got
Sponsor me.
I got one Disney thing that I think we're gonna play next week on the show, so we'll bust that out.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah, but I did get my sister a coffee mug that had Tinkerbell on the front of it that said just a little pixie dust in the morning. What I wanted to get her, but it was sold out, was a coffee mug that has all of the female villains on it, and it says you can't sit with us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
How about your guys' New Year's? Did you do anything exciting for New Year's?
I'm too old to do anything exciting for New Year's. Like, the most exciting thing I do is get drunk in airports. So, actually, I had plans to hang out with friends on New Year's Eve, but Gia, if you all remember her, decided she didn't feel well. And so those plans fell through, which was fine, because I just chilled and I played Red Dead Redemption 2 for a little while.
Jealous.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And then I watched a little bit of like the typical like ball dropping stuff, but no big deal. It was very low key. Me and the puppies were hanging out. So.
Love it.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Sure. Well, I had folks coming into town to visit some friends, and I was having like a small little humble gathering at my home.
Correct me if I am wrong, but I do believe I saw some videos of you shooting guns.
Yes.
On New Year's Eve.
Yes, it is tradition where I come from to shoot off guns into the atmosphere on New Year's Eve
Yeah.
at midnight. And so, yes, I had that. It was fun because we had this gathering, and I tried to make it like as swanky as I could on my humble budget. And then, you know, we have nice wine and champagne and good drinks. There's good music and food. Everyone's having a good time. And then my lovely roommate brings out all the shotguns. He's like, let's line them up. And so everybody took a turn and shot off a shotgun. And yeah, I shot off a couple.
That's pretty cool.
Good old New Year's Eve. And the cool thing was, my neighbors were putting off really good fireworks right at midnight too. So while we're all on the porch shooting a shotgun, there's like great fireworks on display.
No, see, my dogs hate fireworks, so they were pretty upset when that was happening. Rowdy in particular was not thrilled with that. He gets worked up with those loud noises and stuff. He's not a fan.
Most dogs do not like anything like that, especially like thunder and lightning, things like that. Remy doesn't mind, obviously, because he's a hunting dog, so he's used to gunshots and loud noises.
Coda's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rowdy gets much more worked up than Coda does.
Does Rowdy cry?
He barks and he just like, he's so frantic. He just like runs around in circles
Mm-hmm.
and he like growls. and he just doesn't settle down. And it's like every noise after that, he's like flipped out. He's like, calm down, dude. And Coda's just a little bitch, so he runs and hides in his kennel. And I'm just like, whatever.
What a babies.
Yeah.
Matthew, what about you?
Okay.
Did you have that-
Moving on. Kidding.
I had some friends over. It was fairly low key though. I did want to bring up, because it's so rare that we get to do this, but last week's episode we actually got some feedback from a few people on last week's episode. But the
What was
most
last week's episode?
the things that are coming to Disney in 2019.
Oh.
And Cassie, I believe, is what her name is.
Is it spelled weird? You don't know.
Kasi.
I'm like
I would
Casey.
say Cassie or Casey.
Yeah, Cassie or Casey of Disney Flicks and Tidbits podcast took the time to message us on Twitter to relieve Brooke's stress, to let her know that the rumor that she heard is that Pocahontas will be one of the hosts of Epcot's music celebration fireworks show. So she's not completely
Which
leaving.
is fantastic, and I'm very glad she shared that. The problem is, it's at Epcot. And if my last trip was any indication as to how my night's going to end at Epcot, I'm not going to remember anything. So that might not do me any good.
This is true. And
It was
then
like, bro, Pocahontas is out there, and I'm going to be dead to the world
To the world.
because I drank around it.
and we did get some actual, like, there was a lot of conversation on our Facebook wall about this week's episode too, which was pretty cool. Daniel said that he is more than happy to step up and be our official California representative.
Let me guess. I'm sure he also had plenty to say about. We talked about Frozen.
Frozen 2, yeah.
Frozen 2. Oh, did he say something? I wonder.
I was going to skip over that, but
He did.
He did.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, I actually do agree with this statement. He was talking about your fears of Frozen 2, and as you know, I was defending that there's nothing wrong. And then he said, if Olaf's Frozen adventure is any indication, Frozen 2 is going to be 2 shades shy of a dumpster fire. Which Olaf's Frozen adventure was real rough.
No, he's absolutely right with that. And that's one of the things I am worried about. Like, this movie could just be horrible. I think, like, I'm very nervous. Like I told you guys in that episode, I am very nervous for that. I don't, it's not, there's no way it's going to be as good, but I just don't know. I don't know.
And our listener, Russell, from Canada, actually chimed in about...
Russell!
He chimed in about, we were talking about how they're going to replace the Canadian video and, like, what Canadians should replace Martin Short. And he actually had a really smart idea.
Justin Bieber.
Listen to this.
Okay.
His suggestion was, if Disney's trying to get intellectual properties from all of their other Disney movies integrated into these countries, that it should be Runt and Tuck from Brother Bear, the two mooses that have the Canadian accents that are voiced by Rick Moranis and the guys who did Bob and Doug McKenzie for the Strange Brew movie.
But they're not big enough characters. For
I don't think so. But at the
They're
same
not
time,
that popular.
they're focusing all their France stuff on Ratatouille. Like,
Ratatouille's a much bigger character. Well, Remy is a much bigger character than
It's
those
Ratatouille.
two.
oh, I don't disagree, but I'm saying, like, it's still probably one of the least popular of the Pixar movies, for sure.
Bullshit.
But it's also way more popular than Hunchback of Notre Dame.
This is true. Okay, touche.
So,
And then there was something that someone
I'm not
posted.
done yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
one thing I wanted to mention. So remember when we tried to do like pets named after Disney characters? And I
Yeah.
was like, I've never had one. Well, I'm a dumbass. Coda is from Brother Bear.
Where the name came from?
That's not where I got it from, but Coda is the name of the little bear. I totally forgot when I named my dog. But that's a Disney character. So I'm a fucking liar, and I apologize to all of you. The Coda could totally work. He's a Disney character.
And also, just for a quick conversation piece, one of our listeners, Kat, threw on the Facebook page, what's a song that you really, really like from a Disney movie that you're otherwise not a huge fan of? The song that she had posted was Touch the Sky from Brave. I've said a couple times the Bed Knobs and Broomsticks song for me personally, but...
So, Brave is it's pushed like crazy at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like, is it popular and I didn't know?
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it and I thought it was okay. But, I mean, they push Merida hard at Magic Kingdom. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's strange. I I could see if they were pushing her hard in like Epcot to like represent Scotland, because there's not a lot of Scottish characters. But
I'm like 70% Scottish. I'll let you girl.
Disney, we got an IP for your Scotland pavilion.
Just hire me. I've been to Scotland, so it's pretty much like I'm native. Oh my god! If we have any Scottish listeners, they're just like.
It's like, and then they just unsubscribe.
Speaking real quick, as we just continue to get further off topic, the men in Scotland, goddamn, the most beautiful men I've ever seen in my life.
Would have gotten drunk in that airport if you were in Scotland.
Yes.
So the only other big thing that's happened since we last recorded was the Aladdin photos.
You didn't finish.
Sorry. Oh, it was those two, and then I believe it was Russ again from Canada. Yep. Or no, Daniel chimed in with the Walrus and the Carpenter song from Alice in Wonderland.
I'll have to listen to some stuff.
But yeah, while we've been gone, a bunch of Aladdin stuff has come out. There's been the photos. I think there was even a full trailer. I don't think we had the full trailer previous to our last recording.
Wait, there's a full trailer?
Well, like a first 2-3 minute. The thing that I know we've seen it because we sent it to each other.
The one that I recorded on Snapchat.
Yes, that one.
See it?
I can't remember if that was before or after, right before our last record.
It looks beautiful. That trailer,
it does.
It was so aesthetically pleasing. It was gorgeous. But yeah, I saw it that one time, and that was it. So it's been a minute from that, but I know that the cover of that magazine came out.
Yeah.
In some stills. Well, first of all, I'll start by saying that I know Will Smith appears as himself in the cover of the magazine, and it doesn't bother me though, because like I said, I know he said something oh, this is Genie in his human form.
Yeah, and I forgot about the Prince Ali sequence and stuff like that. Okay, that makes sense.
And I know that Will Smith claims that he'll be CGI through a majority of the film. But I do like that they showed him as himself, because it's really important for me, and I think it's going to be important for a lot of people who grew up with the film, to separate his Genie from Robin Williams. Because if we don't, I feel like we're just going to be let down in such a massive way. So I really like that they showed him as him, because I can be okay, Genie, Will Smith Genie, not Robin Williams Genie. I can prepare myself for that and have a totally different expectation of the film than if it were Robin Williams. So I liked that personally. I don't like Aladdin.
Yeah. Well, I think you pointed out that Jafar is actually hotter than Aladdin, and that's crazy to you.
Jafar is so hot.
Oh my
Which is
God.
crazy, because in the film, he's a sniveling, disgusting, pervy old dude. And now he's this ripped youth of a man, and I'm just yes! Daddy, please. Yeah, how is that guy Jafar? How is that possible? Jafar. He should have been Aladdin.
This movie should just be called Jafar.
Even in this picture of the actor that's playing Jafar, he's got that mischievous little spark that Aladdin has.
Yes.
And that was my problem with this picture of Aladdin on the magazine.
He would have been a better Aladdin.
Because he looked like a pompous Chad type douche in that picture, instead of the mischievous street rat type.
Yeah. He doesn't look like an underdog in that photo.
No, he looks like he comes from riches, and he just has this pompous look to him. You are not Aladdin. Oh, let me see this.
I forget, what were your thoughts on Jasmine though? Did you dislike, or indifferent towards the Jasmine?
I wasn't in love with Jasmine. It's not how I pictured her, but I'm kind of indifferent. I'll just see how it goes, but it's just not how I pictured her looking. I don't know.
She's too white. I'm saying it.
I don't remember her being too white, but
Hot take from Andrew.
I also didn't. I didn't like her costume. I just didn't. I was just
And I have to always try to remind myself, those photos are so without any touch up, without any those characters could look completely different by the time we actually sit down and watch them in motion in a movie.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm indifferent. I just really love Aladdin, and I love how mischievous and sneaky he is, and he has such a playful side to him. I just did not get that at all from this actor.
He's
in the
definitely
picture. I was just kind of like, no. And then you see Jafar, and you're just like, damn.
he's definitely my
Why
favorite.
ain't you Aladdin, baby? Because now I'm gonna be rooting for the villain again.
He's probably my favorite of like the Disney main leads. Like, because normally it's always like the princess-based movies, but the few that aren't, he there's just so much to like about Aladdin.
I love Aladdin. I feel like he's.
No, I know Andrew likes Tarzan. He gave me a look, but
I think that for being a shorter movie and for being aimed for kids, I feel like Aladdin has a lot of layers to him. Like he's got these high ambitions, but he's still from this like slummy background, but he's still kind of playful and hopeful for the future, but also like reluctant to kind of come to terms with who he really is. Type of thing. So I think there's like a lot to unpack with him in certain ways. And so this picture of Aladdin in particular just kind of fell flat. Like he just kind of looked douchey. So of course, like I want to see a little bit of that mischievous side. Maybe we'll see it in upcoming trailers and upcoming like photos, that they release. This is just the first one.
yeah, because he doesn't strike me as a douche when I see like the image of him like reaching for the lamp in the trailer. Like I'm like, okay.
I just really didn't like this picture as a whole. The thirst trap is real for Jafar.
I'm optimistic. I'm more optimistic for Lion King now that I've seen that trailer. Now that that's come out, I know Andrew's
I feel
less
like we just talked
optimistic.
about this last week.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, Andrew and I both kind of said the same thing in last week's episode that we're going to be so much more critical of The Lion King than Aladdin because of just the sentimentality of it.
Yeah.
So if like they fuck with The Lion King at all, I feel like we'd both go pretty apeshit.
I don't know enough of the Aladdin cast outside of Will Smith to, I don't know, really give a synopsis of what I think of each of the actors. But for both films right now, I'm feeling kind of cautiously optimistic.
I'm feeling way more nervous for Lion King. Like, way more excited and way more nervous for Lion King.
I think Lion King will be incredibly visually stunning.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
to your point, may not have the nostalgia. Like it.
I feel like
I don't want to look at it like a separate movie,
Yeah.
but I think I'm going to have to.
I really hope we don't have to, though. I really hope it does the first movie justice, and it gives us who have grown up with it, like, that perfect nostalgia, like, watching it again for the first time feeling.
Yep.
Because we kind of are. We've never seen it in CGI, whatever they want to call live action. So I hope it's so similar and different enough that it feels like we're watching it for the first time.
Agreed.
Because that would be magical.
And I think that it will be. Like, I hope that whenever you guys get to see Mary Poppins Returns, it was one of the trailers that played before Mary Poppins Returns when I saw it. And it was the first time I saw it on the big screen. And, like, hearing Circle of Life behind you and seeing how beautiful it looks on the screen, like, that's the moment that I was like, okay. Like, me and my friend who saw Mary Poppins Returns both looked at each other and was like, okay, that's going to be great. Like, we weren't sure, and now we're positive just from that, like, experience of just a minute with the booming sound system and the big blown up visual.
After the trailer premiered, the next issue called me. She's like, Ashley, we have to go see that together. I took you to see it in 1994 or 95, whenever it came out, and we have to see it together again. And I was like, okay, Mom, relax. We'll go see it again. She's like, it looks amazing. Did you see how cute Simba is? And I was like, yes, Mom. I saw it.
Yeah, that is probably the cutest CGI Simba they could have done. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. Aladdin, I like, but it wasn't one of my, like, favorites growing up. It was one of those, like, when I saw it, I'd watch it and enjoy it.
I really liked Aladdin. But I think I'm most excited for just the songs
Yeah.
in Aladdin. They're really good. I've always really liked that soundtrack. So I'm just really excited to jam out to some bops.
I think it's going to be
Alright.
great. I'm just not looking forward to spending, like, $70 this year at the movies.
Oh, dude, we've got Aladdin, we've got Lion King, we've got Toy Story 4, we've got a bunch of other shit that they're coming out with. I still gotta see Mary Poppins. I'm gonna see that soon. Alright. So I think it's time for us to move on with our lives, and for you two as well.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Aladdin when it's actually out. We can see it and, like,
Yeah.
really trash it up if we need to.
Oh, I just gotta say, I'm really happy to be back. I'm glad you guys enjoyed last week's episode, and we're having lots of good dialogue. Keep it up. Write to us, write on the Facebook page, tweet us. You guys are all doing that like crazy. Maybe if Andrew and I get drunk together again, we will do another Instagram live story.
When, not maybe.
Yeah, when. All right, guys. I feel like you know where to contact us.
Yeah, there's lots of
Don't
places.
make us go through it again, but there's an email. Andrew?
It's been a while. All right, so if you need to contact us, you can email us at DisNeato podcast@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook, which is the DisNeato group. DisNeatos group with an S, always S. You can also hit up us on Twitter and Instagram, which is at DisNeato Podcast on either platform. And our website, of course, DisNeatoPodcast.com.
Yeah. That's it. That's all of it.
You did it.
Okay, bye!
Hey!
Get a bigger condom, try again, you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, also, just don't blast off on people. Just don't.
Well, while the pull-out game may be strong, there could be the potential of a pre-cum game.
True. I mean, I am the direct result of the pull-out method, so we know it doesn't work.
Yes.
I was so thrilled when my dad told me that.
Hey, do you guys like horror movies?
I do.
Do they always have to be good movies?
No way.
I prefer them to be crap, personally.
Well, then you guys are in luck, because Horror Movie Night is your expert podcast on both horror movies, good, bad, and gooey. It's just a show of three friends.
Two brothers and a friend, I think you would call it. But we're all friends here.
We're friends.
We goof
We're all
around.
friends here. We goof around, but we talk about movies, but we normally don't actually talk about movies, which is kind of weird. It's a weird dynamic. You have to really listen to understand it. But we put together a show every Friday morning. You can find our show hmnpodcast.com. We're part of the Geekscape Network. We are, we're good guys. You should check us out. We're good, silly guys. We're fun.
Please like me.
Please.
That's pretty much the impetus of everything we do, is to be accepted.
We want to be loved. hmnpodcast.com.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network. You're listening to the Geekscape Network.